11-11 Memories Retold doesn't attempt to tell a grand tale about World War I. Instead, it takes a more personal approach, following two soldiers as they take part in the Great War for personal reasons. The adventure is a deeply enriching tale about endurance, friendship, and honor, where large-scale fights take a back seat. The abundance of collectibles and technical issues sometimes hamper the experience, but these are minor issues. 11-11 Memories Retold is a moving tale about two soldiers trying to survive the Great War while killing thousands of NPCs and a lot of guns involved. Memories Retold tells the story of two soldiers taking part in World War I on opposite sides for personal reasons. Kurt is a German engineer and farmer who enlists to look for his son, Max, and Harry is a Canadian photographer who joins to impress his longtime best friend and love interest, Julia. Each one is well written and evolves over time, with Harry beginning to see the war as a much more chaotic situation than he first thought it was, and Kurt starting to see the enemy as more like people instead of what his government told him they were like. The writers did a terrific job of capturing both Harry and Kurt. When Kurt and Harry meet, the language barrier prevents them from properly communicating. Instead, their actions play a large role in understanding each other and building a friendship. Other characters do join in that add to Harry and Kurt's motives, such as Kurt writing back to his wife and daughter, and Harry attempting to show Julia his valor through photos he took. What complements the story is the outstanding soundtrack that not only captures the moment for each scene, but amplifies it. The narrative does offer a type of consequential system, but unlike titles like Detroit Become Human or Life is Strange, they're not telegraphed well. There's no symbol or flowchart to explain that one decision is more important than others. Obviously, there are certain choices that just become very important by the way they are presented with that classic two-option choice, but most of them are a lot more cryptic and you'll have to go through a lot of trial and error to figure them out, especially if you want to get one of the multiple endings that each unlock a trophy or achievement. The number one thing players will notice is the graphics. The art style looks like a living watercolor painting that is both charming and sometimes strange. Specific items that need interacting with can be overtaken by the color palette, but the developers have made the collectibles and the more interactive items much more clear through white dots in the environment. Speaking of collectibles, the game is overflowing with them. Despite being compact stages, each one contains up to 13. Separated into sections, both Kurt and Harry will have their own collectibles to search for. They do offer some interesting reading material, but it could have been easily condensed to one or two collectibles. It's likely that the developers tried to extend the longevity of the game by including so many, but it's absolutely mind-boggling why there are so many broken collectibles in this game. The gameplay also doesn't share the high quality as the narrative. Much of it relies on simple puzzle solving, collecting key items, and interacting with characters to very short degrees. There are specific sections where Kurt and Harry must work together to solve simple puzzles like move a cart or find dynamite, but these are limited and they're just bland. That's the only word I can use for it. 11-11 Memories Retold is a polarizing experience. On one hand, it's one of the best narrative games I played this year with incredible music and great visuals, but on the other hand, it's extremely short, the gameplay is tedious, especially the collectibles, and it's very expensive for $30. If you're hungry for a narrative-driven game with fantastic music and excellent writing, then Memories Retold will definitely satisfy those needs. For everyone else, it's probably prudent to wait until the game's price gets cut in half, but it definitely is one of the best narrative games I've played this year.